And welcome back, everyone, to a new What If. And this What If comes to us from, because it's more than one person. Here we go. Comes to us from Jim Nelson, Ehegi HH5, Wade Wilson, and Tom Bullis, who asked the question, what if Roshi found and adopted Goku? We already did Kami, now let's do Roshi. Now, this would be, there'd be an immediate difference right here. I was able to make kind of an argument of how Goku could still maybe hit his head with the whole Roshi or Kami scenario. The Roshi was a bit more tricky because obviously what would happen, the Goku's capsule, his ship, lands probably in the ocean, in the shallows. Like, it's the pod part, like the doors part is still sticking out. Roshi is, just woken and saying, let's go down! Oh, what's that over there? It's like, Charlie, let's take a look. It's like, right, mister. And then goes, it looks like it's some kind of orb or ship. It's like, could it be an alien? And it opens up. And it's a baby. Oh, hey there, little fella. Where you come from? What's your name? By chance? And, Goku. Now, admittedly, Goku, we know from Dragon Ball, was a bit handful before he hit his head. But we also see in a couple other instances when Gohan found Goku, that Goku still smiled and laughed and at him. So I have to assume that Goku's base personality was still something akin to what Goku actually is as a person. However, I imagine he would still have been a bit more of a handful. He probably still would have been a lot more rebellious, aggressive, maybe prone to not listening as well, and maybe had a bad attitude here and there. However, I could see Roshi quickly taking care of that when Goku tries to fight him. Because, he picks it up and says, you're a strong little tiger. Well, hold on now, let's talk. Well, be careful. He actually swings at Roshi, who easily dodges, because he's stronger than Gohan is, and Gohan could easily take care of him, quite frankly. At least back then, before, 8 killed him. And so, Roshi just, whoa. Say, okay, that's enough. And because he's a little kid, it's not hard for Roshi to just knock him out. He just hits him. It's like, I cried, it's like, well, I must be getting sloppy in my age. I meant to knock him out, not hit him on the head. So that's kind of where you could get Roshi, where Goku's, getting knocked out thing happen. Or Goku, because he's struggling, Roshi goes to kind of just briefly knock him out. Accidentally, he misses because Goku is struggling, and therefore his aim, while normally would be perfect, is a little off. So instead of hitting him right in the neck there with a rabbit punch, it's called, he gets him right in the back of the dome there, just it's like, oh dear, we're tired, get him, quick, let's get him back to the island. And, say, you all right there, little guy? Sorry about the knock on your head, but I needed to calm you down. And you wouldn't listen. It's like, It's like, oh, what aren't you adorable? Still, I don't know if I'm, Roshi has to consider, it's like, I don't know if I'm up for raising kids. Never did have, and then Roshi does think that, I never did have a family of my own. He thinks back to, I can't remember the girl he was, he crushed on a lot, and when he was a young man that we did see in Dragon Ball. So, I never did manage to have a wife or a child, boy or girl. It's like, Roshi, maybe it's one of those times for you to, fix that. You could see this kid, if he's an alien, he might be stronger than the average person. Even if you have drinking from the fountain of youth, it's always good to have proteges. Well, what about the Ox King or Gohan? Or and they just stops and Charles kind of looking at us like, yeah, sure, they were good students, but they're all older, man, and they're not passing on these things on. And Roshi's like, point taken, and you're right. Maybe this is my chance to do something more in the world than just be be with the strongest in the world. Perhaps it is time to pass on to the next generation. But I guess I suppose we could try it. But you're helping. Well, of course. You can't trust you alone. Maybe we can get Baba to show up every now and then too, just to check in on. Give the feminine touches if she would. But that still leaves us the question: what was our name, this little tie? And they just start listing off some names, and the baby's just like, I know. Wait, what was the name what was that name Gohan said he'd use if he ever had a son? Goku. It's like, yeah, and then Goku just laughs. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's like, you like that name, huh? Yeah, Goku. Ah, Goku it is then. Oh, he curiously it's like, yeah. And so Goku is raised by Roshi. Now, I don't believe it's actually ever stated what age Goku was when he turned into an ape again. Okay, Grandpa Gohan. Hold on. Grandpa Gohan. What age Goku... Because I'm probably going to have an easier time finding out when Gohan was killed. So, yeah, Grandpa passed the martial arts. Place Goku went on a killing rampage. So, but how old was Goku when that happened? That's the question. So let's see here. Appearance, death. Okay. Oh, actually, here we go. If we can get we have a birth age of death for him between 738 and 749. Great. Perfect. That's a full 9-year gap, dude. So when was Goku born? Goku's birthday. You'd think I'd know this stuff prior, but nope. Goku. Let's see here. Goku's birthday. Do we have a birthday for Goku? That's another good question. I think we do, don't we? Birthday. 737. Or age 737. Why do I have two different... Why age 734 too? There's two different birthdays? Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because... that his actual birthday is 734, but when he landed at Earth, they just gave him a birthday. I think that's what it is. So if we factor in that he was about 3-ish when he landed, that puts him... That's why, and I get it now too, because Goku was 12 when he met Bulma. That's because it is not said when he killed Gohan. So it could have been less than a month prior to meeting Bulma. It could have been years. It could have been like literally the day after Gohan took him. Obviously, it wasn't Gohan in that time to instill some martial arts and survival training into Goku. So that means that Goku most likely had to have been at least 4 or 5 because he had been living with Gohan for a little while and had those training instincts ingrained in him. Maybe let's do the halfway point. Let's say at the age 6. So up until that point, though, how are things? Well, things with Goku surprisingly are about roughly the same as they are with the Gohan with Roshi. Although Roshi is a much more attentive father to some degree. Roshi, particularly when it comes to Goku's training, Roshi, I think, waits for the turtle shell training. However, I do think he does the basics, and obviously because he was Gohan's master, he's a bit more thorough with the basics of Goku. So, so Goku might be a little stronger. We know Goku's power is actually like only 2 when he showed up on Earth, and it was only about 10 when he met Bulma. So it really didn't increase very much because Goku's training was clearly cut short because Gohan was killed. With Roshi, A, the training's a bit more thorough, and B, that's not going to be the case. Now, obviously, the training at the moment is light but thorough, and Goku doesn't really have super strong survival instincts. Roshi actually makes a point of actually going out and showing in the world. Say, "Come to me, flying Nimbus!" And unfortunately, he goes right through the flying Nimbus. And Goku immediately has the flying Nimbus. So he has a better knowledge of the world thanks to Roshi, whereas Gohan just lived in the mountains. Roshi lives on an island, but he has television. I have to assume Roshi did go out in the world. He didn't just stay on his island the whole time. So they do actually, Goku has an idea of what cities are, what women are, certainly, all that. He has an idea of all this. He has a decent concept. And so Goku's power, again, nothing impressive right now. I would be willing to say under Roshi's tutelage, it's probably, honestly, I would be willing to say Goku probably had a power level of 10 when he killed Gohan. And that's why his power level actually never grew that much, or rather at all at that point, because he never really did any training. I would imagine Roshi right now probably has him at 10 right now. So when he turns into the ape, Roshi's like, "What's going on?" It's like, "What's going on with Goku? Goku, it's me, it's Roshi, it's Dad. Calm down. What's going on with him?" It's like, "I don't know." Now, Roshi, we know, can sense power levels, too. We do know this. So the fact of the matter that is that he can sense how strong Goku is, and even though he's in base form, he's still strong enough to take down Goku, fortunately. So he does have to, when Goku swings a punch, Roshi does have to say, "That's enough, Goku!" And then, kind of just smacks Goku down. "I'm sorry, Goku, please. Look, it's Dad. It's Dad, please." And then he's like, and Turtle comes over, Goku, and Goku just, but Rage, at least he's Turtle. "Goku, it's me, Turtle." Turtle's his closest friend, too. "Turtle, please calm down, Goku, please. For me, be friends." And Goku's at least able to kind of like, just reached out to Turtle. "Goku, Turtle, it's Turtle, yes, it's Turtle." It's like, Turtle. So that's right, it's go. Because they don't know what they're removing the tail would work. So they have no idea they have no concept of a strategy like, we got to remove his tail. They don't know that. What they do figure out though is that's kind of one of the reasons Goku has a tail. It's like, and Goku just kind of like, he just kind of goes down. And later that day, or later the next day, he wakes up and says, "Dad, what happened?" Like, "Oh God." It's like, should we tell him? It's probably for the best. We can't let that happen again. But for now, let him sleep. And so, obviously, he wakes up. He's like, "Dad, what happened? Turtle, what happened? I had the weirdest dream. It's so real. I turned into a giant ape. You Goku, you turned into a giant ape." It's like, how did you know? It's like, and Turtle's like, "It wasn't a dream, Goku. That really happened. Remember, it's time you found the truth." Now, I don't think Roshi would let him know that he's an alien. I think the pod would still be there, but he'd just let Goku know that this is just an heirloom. Heirloom from a time way back. But, no, now he looks at it, looks at Goku and says, "It's time you know the truth, boy. I'm not your bottle. As you know, I adopted you when you were a baby. Only a few years old. But I never told you where I adopted you from." And he takes off the drape he's got over there. Say, "You remember when I told you about this?" And say, "Yeah, you told me it's some sort of old relic." "Well, I don't know how old it is, and it's certainly not a relic. You came to Earth in this, Goku." It's like, what? "You're an alien. We found you. You landed near my island, and I took you in. You're an alien, Goku. That's why you have a tail, apparently. It's why when you looked at the moon, you see, is you turned into an ape and went on a rampage." And Goku's just stunned by this. Like, I'm not human? By all account, you look human, boy. I'll only say that. And to be fair, there are plenty of weird things on this planet. You know our king is," and just kind of jokes, "you know our king is a talking dog? What kind of world do we live in now that I think about it? But more importantly, now, and I could see this actually being the Man of Steel moment where it's like Goku's just like, I'm an alien. Can't I just go back to being your son?" And Roshi's just looking at him, and it's not quite as like heartbreaking tears in his eyes, but Roshi is moved. Roshi's emotional, but and he just gives Goku, his adopted son, and say, "You are my boy. You'll always be my boy, no matter what. That's why I'm telling you this, because there's no secrets between us, Goku. There should never be secrets between family. And I promise, I promise you, with all my years' experience, I will help you control your power. I will help you grow into a fine young man, because that's what a father does for his boy." And we don't really know what Roshi's family life was like either. We don't know what his father was like. His father could have been a complete dick, or he could have been very supportive like Roshi's being right now. Because I think that's something that really never gets addressed, is that in these adopted scenarios, what happens when it's revealed that Goku's not human? And with Kami, I think they would have made it clear from the get, because Kami's clearly not human. But with Roshi, that's not the case. Roshi's 100% human, and Goku, for all intent and purposes, it looks human. So there would have been no immediate need to tell him that. But once that issue came about, I feel like that's the moment and what happens there. And Goku just gives his dad a hug. He's like, "Thanks, Dad. Well then, if we're going to learn to help you control that power of yours, we're going to need boost your training up, boy." And so the next 6 years pass. Now, in those next 6 years, what happens? Well, Goku does finally get the the training turtle shell on. Will Goku keep that on for his entire life? I don't think so. But I do think for like his young adult life, he definitely will keep it on. And so he's trains with the turtle shell. But he also trains with, obviously, with Roshi and Turtle. With trying to at least control to some degree his Ozaru form. And over 6 years, that does lead to some fruits. Now, fortunately, as Goku gets stronger, Roshi realizes, like, I can't slouch anymore, Turtle. I gotta keep up. I gotta start training, getting my training back up again. If Goku's getting, you felt how strong he got when he became the 8. Now, if my math's correct, he was multiplied his strength tenfold. Now, what happens when Goku gets stronger? Even if my full power will be able to take him on, to help contain him. I can't hold it for very long. I need to get back into shape, Turtle. I need to learn to use my power like I did in my youth. And so Roshi would not be anywhere near as strong as you might think, per se, in his base form. But his base form, I believe, is calced at 139. Especially when we see it in Dragon Ball. Now, Dragon Ball Z when Bulma scanned it. Now, he may have actually been a little stronger in the Dragon Ball era and gotten weaker in the Dragon Ball Z era. So maybe we could round that out to maybe like 145, 150 base form originally. But with the actual, Roshi actually doing his own training and, sparring with Goku officially now, like they're really getting into it. Roshi is now able to get his base power up to about 200. His released power, we still don't have an actual multiplier on that. We'd have to assume it is still stronger, though. Because when we saw Tournament of Power Roshi fighting, he actually was able to go in the manga toe-to-toe with Jiren for a little bit, albeit it was more just him blocking and dodging than anything else. But was also able to go toe-to-toe with Frost for a short period of time. I would imagine that his buff form has to be somewhere in like the we know he can blow up a moon. We know he's a small planetoid buster. He may very well still even be a planet buster. Let's conservatively say 2,000. I think that's a reasonable number if he goes into buff form. But throughout their training, and that's the thing. He knows he has to get stronger because as they train with Goku to try to teach him to control Ozaru, they know that Goku is going to be at risk of going rampage. And there's certainly moments where he does that, but Roshi's able to, keep him in check again as he's getting stronger. By the 12th year, Goku can at least, if he has to, Goku can control his Ozaru form now. He can't really talk or anything like that, but he can identify someone who's a friend and someone who's a foe, and direct his power towards them, and direct the anger towards them. In terms of strength, Roshi, like I said, around 200 for his base. Initially, I might even be willing to put it more like 210, 220, because he's not going to stop training. He knows to keep Goku, for Goku to reach his full potential, he needs to be at his full potential too and kind of get back into shape. But Goku's power is the big question. We know he pretty much 10 times his power with when training with Roshi for that 1 year. But what happens when that 1 year turns into 6 years? Add on Ozaru training to that. And he's already at a base power level of 10. I will say that you're probably looking at Goku somewhere Goku's still not as strong base-wise as Roshi is. Because his body obviously acclimates to the turtle shell, and it's really just for extra training. It's basically his weighted clothes is what it is in this case. But I would put Goku well into the 150 range. He is well beyond his canon counterpart. He's at least 50% stronger. I think that's a good range for him. So that now leaves the question, what's happening now? Well, Turtle ended up going out for a little while. And, Goku's just kind of like wondering, Roshi's just like, you seen Turtle? I'll go out and find him. And Ray's going out flying. And he comes across this giant, was it a wolf or a bear? Or a boar? This giant, I think it was like a bear, wasn't it? Anyway, the giant bear creature guy. And, he's trying to go for Turtle. And Bulma happens to have run into, he sees this blue-haired girl, trying to go in and, try to help them. Although she's scared too. She's like, please help me, please. I was like, I wish I could. She's fighting, she fires the machine gun she has on and say, please, little girl, you think that's going to do anything? And say, hey, leave Turtle alone. huh? Turtle, you okay? Oh, Goku, thank goodness you're here. Oh, that guy was going to eat me. No way. What a jerk. Oh, sorry about that. It's like, oh, hi. I'm Goku. It's like, Bulma? Now, Goku's still probably roughly his same height. Although I do like this image here that I found. I found Xenoverse Mod Goku. That's what I used for the thumbnail. I'm like, finding Kid Goku and Roshi pictures is actually not that easy when you want them just with each other. Because usually Krillin's involved or something else. But he's like, oh, I'm Goku. Were you trying to protect? Thank you for trying to protect Turtle. But unfortunately, most of the guys that size, guns aren't going to work. It's like, yeah, thanks a lot. And it's like, oh, no problem. Well, we should probably be getting home. Are you traveling someplace? Like, well, yeah, actually. Oh, that's right. You said you were looking for something, weren't you? I was. Yeah. And, I mean, I am kind of, we really should be getting back, although I'm pretty thirsty in parts. I don't know if I can make the journey even on Nimbus. And then Bulma offers him the seawater. Oh, thank you so much. It's like, oh, that's very nice of you. I'm Goku, by the way. It's like, oh, Bulma. It's like, yeah, well, seeing as you're traveling, you don't really seem to have much here. It's like, oh, my camp is over there. Oh, why don't you come over to the island for a little bit? We could chat. Maybe we can thank you for trying to help Turtle a little bit. Okay. And so she packs up, and they fly to the island, or at least Goku flies to the island. Tries to offer Bulma. She flies through, or float, sinks through him. But it's like, I guess someone's sorry. I guess someone's not as pure as you think. It's like, I'm the most pure person I know. Like, what a brat Bulma was. Bulma was a serious brat in Dragon Ball. But it's like, oh, well, hold on then. And then Turtle and him obviously go off. And, him and Turtle and Roshi show up and say, oh, so you're the one who tried to help out Turtle. Much obliged. I see you met my son, Goku. It's like, wait, he's your son? Adopted, yes, but he's definitely my son. Can't you see the... And Goku just kids, can't you see the resemblance? And Roshi and him just kind of like have a good laugh. What can I do to thank you for helping my turtle? And she sees the Dragon Ball. It's like, Dad, I want one of those. Like, oh, this thing I just found it on my beach one day. You want Roshi's orb? He's like, what do you want that for? I was like, well, I mean, I'm collecting them. There's more of them out there? Oh, that wouldn't explain why there's only so many stars on this thing. I guess how many are there? 7. She shows one or two more. It's like, oh, cool. I'm actually on a mission to get them, or I'm actually on a quest to find them. Really? Well, why is that? And she's like, should I tell them? And they're both looking at and say, well, I mean, can't hurt. And not like they're going to try to take anything from it. Say, well, you see, and she explains the Dragon Ball. So, really, that's quite interesting indeed. Yeah, and Roshi just realized that this might be the perfect opportunity I might finally be able to get something out of it. Finally have a way to truly help Goku in the long run. It's like, Master, what are you thinking? Well, I was just thinking, maybe we could join you along on your trip. It's like, what are you thinking? Well, maybe, and Roshi's like, well, Bulma clearly wants a wish. It's like, it's like, well, I mean, I don't know if I really, what's your game, old man? It's like, no game, I mean, are you sure what you're wanting is so important? It's like, yes, and it's like, what are you wishing for? Well, either a lifetime of strawberries, a supply of strawberries, or a perfect boyfriend. And Goku and Roshi and Turtle kind of like, that's what you're wasting your wish on? What? Why? What would you wish for? Me? And Roshi actually really just contemplates, and she's like, well, I'm about 300 years old or something. So old. True, I drank from the fountain of youth, so I'm not nearly as old. I'm not nearly as crippled as I may appear. But my son has a long way to go. And I want to be there as long as I can to help him along the way. What I'd wish for is my youth back. So I can be there along my son's side as long as I can be. And Bulma actually thinks on that. It's like, that's actually not a bad wish, but I'm questing for these things. Well, I suppose we could always just wait to find them again then. You could get your wish, and then maybe I could get my wish another day. I mean, I'm sure I'll be around for some odd years still, even though it's starting to sound like a Kentucky preacher. Well, or a Kentucky oil man, just or Texas oil man. Well, that's mighty fine of you. It's like, I suppose we could do that. It's like, oh, still, you do look like you could probably use a bodyguard if the display with the bears ain't anything to go by. It's like, yeah, Goku, why don't you go with Bulma? You've seen a lot of the world, but you could always stand a little bit more social interaction. Oh, that sounds great. Okay, I'll go with you. Is that okay? It's like, and Bulma's like, well, I suppose that's not the worst option. Okay, fine, you can come along. Sweet, yeah. All right, Dad. All right, Girdle. I'll be back. Don't worry. And take your time, Goku, and be sure to treat the lady with respect. And have a good one. So, were you serious about that, Roshi? Getting your youth back? I've been thinking about it for a while, Turtle. If I could get, I might be still the most powerful man in the world, technically. But if I could get my youth back, I would truly be able to do a service again. Ushering in the new generation, as well as being able to relive my youth one more time. There's so many wasted chances I had that I did not partake in. He's like, good. And Charles just looking at him. Women, and not just women. All right, a lot of it's women, but that's not the point. And they just kind of have a little argument. So that's where we're going to end part 1 of What If Roshi Adopted Goku. Roshi may be getting his youth back. Let's not kid ourselves. Roshi's getting his youth back at some point. But Goku is much stronger, has at least a base control of the Uzaru form, so he shouldn't be killing anyone by accident, and is on his way to help Bulma find the rest of the Dragon Balls. So, until then, we'll see where it goes from there. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you liked this, please press like. Hit the bell if you want to be notified. Ideas for who would win, Star Superior Magic, anything to do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. Hit that bell and let me know if you want more. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later.